My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC fight picks and DraftKings lineups run by MMA insiders and professional fighters. Every week, I join Dan Kramer and Nick Newell, two longtime professional fighters that have fought at the highest levels on the planet, as well as Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. So join us every single week for our full fight card breakdowns, our individual fight card breakdowns, our betting guide, and our DraftKings lineups. Crazy week with a couple of dropped fights, but we are here to help you triple your money. If you have never done Monkey Knife Fight before, check this out. Watch this video. We will walk you through. Essentially, we go into a fight. We determine if we think the fighter will land more or less significant strikes than the line that Monkey Knife Fight has set. If we are correct, we triple our money. It's very easy. It is a ton of fun, and it makes fights very exciting. If you want to play their daily fantasy prop games, check out playmkf.com/wewantpicks and use promo code WWP, and they will instantly match up to $100 on your first deposit. So deposit 100, you'll have 205 seconds later. Deposit 20, and you'll have 40. So now we're going to walk through how to spend.
That was quick math, Angelo. That was quick math.
I'm on it tonight, guys. So now let me walk through how to spend your free money. So we're going to go ahead. We'll do the big three fights, and then each one of us are going to pick a fight. I'm going to start with Jeff Neal versus Neal Magny. And the significant strike line here is 55.5 for Jeff Neal. So this is saying that over the course of this entire fight, Jeff Neal will land 55.5 significant strikes, and Neal Magny will only land 34.5 significant strikes. So this is an interesting line. Clearly, they think Jeff Neal's striking will get the better of Neal Magny. I'm assuming they think a stoppage is going to happen here because Neal Magny is almost half. And if they thought Neal Magny was going to win, via wrestling and takedowns, Jeff Neal would have lower significant strikes. So looks like they think it's a stand-up fight and that Jeff Neal is going to get the better of it. Jacob, you're making a stupid face. Why don't you tell us what you did here?
Less more.
So you think Neal Magny lands fewer than 55.5 significant strikes?
Well, I think that Jeffrey Neal does because that's Jeffrey Neal, not Neal Magny.
Yeah, well, the double Neal is going to be tricky here. All right, so less than
55. So and I'll tell you why. I do less more because I think it's going to be just take him down, ground and pound, maybe early. The ground and pound does kind of. I mean, that's why I took the more on Neal Magny because I think he's going to be on top most of the fight and uses ground and pound, which is going to be much more than 34.5, which is going to limit Jeffrey Neal's strike. So I think this one to me, because Neal Magny is my lock of the week, and I know he's going to win. I know how he's going to win. This is information that only I have. This is how I see the fight. So this one to me is pretty obvious, but I know for other people it might not be.
I don't hate the less more, even if you think Jeff Neal is going to win, because Neal Magny is a toughish dude. 34.5 is not a lot of strikes. That's 10 around basically. And 55.5 is a good amount, especially with Jeff Neal's style. He doesn't blitz, he picks. But Dan, what are your thoughts here, and how do you see this going?
So I went less. I got a line earlier in the week. It's actually not that far off. I think I had Jeffrey Neal at 59 or 60 strikes. So I think less for sure on Neal because I think if he wins via striking, it's going to probably be early. He hit so hard, so that would equal a less. And Neal, I think it'll be close, but
you keep saying Neal.
You said Neal twice. All right, we get it though. Go ahead, Neal Magny.
Right, it was moving to the next Neal. All right, there's a pause and then a transition. Jacob, follow along here, right? Neal Magny with an M. I think if he wins the fight, he's gonna have to get takedowns. He still could get over 34.5 points. I went less because I think there's a reasonable chance that Jeffrey Neal gets a knockout. And I also think with a G, not with a J. That's a tricky one for some people. So I think if I think he's definitely less. I don't think he's going to land over 55.5 strikes in this fight. The question is whether Neal Magny lands more or less. I went less just because I think there is a reasonable chance that Jeffrey Neal gets a knockout. And I also think that if Neal Magny has his way, he could get pieced up a little bit on the feet, score some takedowns, not land a ton of strikes. It could be kind of that rinse and repeat type fight. So I went less here. I think there's more ways for that to happen than any other outcome, but less more is probably my second best option.
I think I get the less logic, especially if you think Jeff Neal is going to get a knockout, which he may. I do like the less more because I think Magny
can 250.
I think Magny can survive
for America.
I don't think Neal Magny wins. This is a tricky one. I actually didn't touch this one, and Dan alluded to it earlier. These lines move, so these are daily fantasy prop.
I'm pretty confident in this one though. So just do the 250.
Hey, hit the 250. Yeah. Jacob's telling you hit the
250. I'm confident in this one. Just do the 250.
Let's just see when that error comes up on insufficient funds.
So these lines do move. These are daily fantasy prop games, but as money comes in and as people play lines and play these props, the lines move. So depending on when you play during the week, these numbers may be different for you, but we're filming this Friday night. So when you watch this Saturday morning, these should be pretty solid.
This is what it looks like when a lines moves.
Oh my God, because of your last name. Unbelievable. All right,
yeah,
let's move to the co-main event. This is an interesting one. We have Donald Cerrone at 56.5 significant strikes and Alex last-minute replacement Morono at 36.5 significant strikes. This one's tricky. This is a solid line. Me personally, I am going less on Donald Cerrone. He's historically a slow starter. It's a 3-round fight. So I'm going less with Donald Cerrone. And I will go more with Alex Morono because I think Morono recognizes his gas tank may not be full. He's going to want to be busy, high volume, try to get it done, and he's going to throw a ton of stuff there. I don't think Donald's going to take him to the ground. And that's the play I'm going to make here. But Daniel, what do you think Alex with an A does in this fight?
It's actually Alex with an M.
What?
It's Alex with an M.
Oh
all right, we're just going to move past that, Angelo. You don't need to edit out. I think people should actually see that. But
you're the one that said Neal Magny with an M for no reason. So I bring it back the next video. And now I'm the idiot.
Go ahead, Dad.
It's because there was a common.
How is this on me? You're the one that said
there
Neal
was a
Magny
common denominator of the name Neal. Jacob, it's a very different.
Yeah, but you said Magny. You don't have to say Magny with an M.
Yeah, Jacob's right in that part, but
that's why I said that.
I said Magny
that's why I said Alex
with an
Morono
M.
with an M. I was making fun of you, Dan. All of a sudden, now I'm somehow getting made fun of.
I'll give you that one. All right, Jacob. Fair point, but it was just oddly timed, and I don't think either of us understood you in the first.
No, I know you didn't.
Anyways, I got. I think less more is a solid play here. I'm kind of tempted to go more. I don't know. I think less more is probably the right play. I don't think Cerrone will go over 56.5 unless it's really they're just bang. But I think Morono will be game enough to get over 36.5. So, and if there's any sort of grappling involved here, that should kill Cerrone's chances to hit the 56.5, and 36.5 isn't that much for Morono. So, it's a tough line, but I think I agree less more.
Yeah, obviously that's the way I went, and similar logic. So, Jacob, what are your thoughts here, and how do you see this line going?
Yeah, I stayed away from this one with my own money because this, like you said, this line is really, really good. I'd feel more comfortable if Cerrone was like at 60 and Morono was like at 30 to do the less more. I still think that's the best way to play this is doing less more like you guys have it. But I would just feel more comfortable as like 60, like 30-ish.
So I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'm playing the less more. I'm just going to throw 20 at it to show you what it looks like. So we're clicking 20.
Is that a unit?
And it's confirming that if I buy in at 20, I will win 60. Okay, so we're going to triple our money. The beauty about that is
credit card declined.
If I play 3 of these and I only hit 1, so 1 hits, 2 don't hit, well, I still got my money back. If I play 3, I hit 2, I double my money. If I play 3, I hit 3, I triple my money. So let's move over to the main event. We have Marina Rodriguez versus Michelle Waterson with two really high significant strike lines. It is a 5-round fight, but Marina Rodriguez at 82.5 and Michelle Waterson at 61.5. What are your thoughts? I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I think Marina Rodriguez, if she wins, it will be by stoppage maybe, but it's definitely going to be her power that's going to get something done here. And if Michelle Waterson wins, she'll mix in some takedowns and have much less volume because she'll be bouncing in and out and not overwhelm Marina. 82.5 is a lot. 82.5 means she's pretty busy over the course of 5 rounds. 61.5 over 5 rounds is just medium. So my play here would be less out of Marina because I do think Michelle Waterson is going to mix in some takedowns, or she could stop Michelle Waterson. So I think it's going to be less than 82.5. And then the question becomes Michelle Waterson. So in the striking, is she karate style, bounce in and out, land 1-2, leave, something like that? If she mix in some takedowns, she'll still land significant strikes, but not a ton of them. So I'm thinking less, maybe less more. But Dan, I'll go to you. What are your thoughts here?
This is a tough one. So I did not touch this one. I mean, this could go either way. I would be inclined to go. It's tough. I would be inclined to go less more. I think it's going to be competitive. It's going to be close. 82.5 feels like a lot for Rodriguez. I think Waterson will be busy. So, but I'm narrowing myself into that kind of 70-ish range between the two. But I think that might be the sort of fight it is, mixing some takedowns that'll pull it down a little bit. But I think Waterson will be busy. So not a high level of confidence on this one, but I would say less more.
Well, and the great part about these is, so when you play DraftKings, the very minute that the first fight starts, your lineup is locked in. There's no changes. There's nothing you can do. That sucks, especially for earlier cards when at 4:00 in the afternoon, you're done. Here, you can play these all the way up until the fight starts. So what's great about this is you can wait. I think we're all very confident in the Marina Rodriguez under, but you can wait to see what happens with the Michelle Waterson line, and that might move higher or lower, and then you can go ahead and feel more confident. So, Jacob, what are your thoughts on this line?
Real quick, the best way I love to explain this, because this has happened to me a few weeks as I'm kind of learning it, you can go 4 of 9 and win money. Yep. And it's like, and I've done that some weeks where I didn't have the best picks, and 4 of 9, I'm like, wow, I made money this week. If you go anything above that, you make significant money. 3 of 9, you break even. So there are a lot of ways to win on monkey knife fights. I personally love the style they have. It's very simple. And like Angelo said, you can do it throughout the card. I just like the format. I think they got really creative in how to make this prop format fantasy game. So I've been getting
it's fun and it's easy and it is different. And like, it's a different dynamic. You're watching fights and you're just like, throw punches, you're rooting for, slow it down. I know in Jacob's live stream last week, he's like, oh man, I'm like 2 significant strikes away. Like, stop throwing punches. So it's a ton of fun, and you triple your money. Here's the logic. Use the promo code WWP. They will instantly match your first deposit. Let's say you deposit 100. They'll give you $100 free to play with. Play that free $100. You hit one of these, you get 300 back. You now have 400 in your account and only 100 of it is yours. You have $300 free. So it's a ton of fun. Use their free money, play the free money and triple. Jacob, what are your thoughts on this line?
I'm tripling my money on this one because I put money on this one and I took the less. Ooh. I took less. I think Waterson finds a way to get this fight to the ground. And when she's on the ground, she's not a striker on the ground. She's a grappler. She looks for submissions. She is very active, but it's usually active working towards positions to get a submission win. So I like this play a lot. The more I think about the Michelle Waterson fight, the more I think that she's going to win the fight. And if she wins a fight, I think she wins it on the ground and wins it with her grappling submission. So I took the less on this. So I'm going to triple mine.
These are all good. They're all good plays. Waterson's line is like perfect. It's a tough pick. I personally am going to wait. We'll see if it moves tomorrow. We'll see if it moves before the fight, and then I'll go ahead and play it. We're all confident the Rodriguez under. Michelle Waterson under is solid because you're right. I think she wins the fight, and she'll mix in grappling to do it. But 5 rounds is a long time. So it will be interesting, and this will be a fun one. So now let's move over to each one of us will pick one of these that we like. Jacob, I'll go to you first. Woo! Which one do you like?
Well, the person I like the most on this card, I think, in Amanda Ribas. So I went with the Amanda Ribas, Angelo Hill fight, and I took the less on this. I think this is a very easy less. I think Amanda gets it to the ground early when she's on the ground. Again, she can get nasty on the ground, but she's going to be looking for submissions, and I don't think there's a lot of opportunity for strikes in this fight. So I took the less. I placed that yesterday, so that's tripling my money on that.
I like the less. I agree. I think Angela Hill wins, but I think Angela Hill wins by keeping distance, defending takedowns and sort of peppering away. And I don't see her landing a ton of strikes. I see her, defending takedowns, having control, maybe smothering Ribas against the cage, but I don't think she's going to be crazy busy on her feet. So I like the less. Dan, what are your thoughts?
Thank you.
Jacob, I love that one.
You're supposed to say you're welcome when people say thank you.
Okay. Daniel.
Say you're welcome, Angelo.
Yeah, but now I'm in like now you guys back me into a corner.
Hey, say you're welcome.
I mean, do the right thing.
Yeah, Angelo, look me in the eye and say
you're welcome, Jacob. Go ahead.
That's right.
I mean, that surprised me, honestly. I was gonna back talk again, but I was taking off guard there.
Folded like a
heart is racing,
I have to go
Dan.
to the bathroom, and I'm just trying to speed this along.
So. My heart is racing.
He's making excuses. It's all right, Jacob. Throw your weight around a little bit. We find out how
Okay.
The pecking order
folds like a lawn chair. Now, Jacob, I like your play a lot here. I had the same thing. I had less in this one.
Great minds, Dan. That's what they say.
Yep. We're on the same page. So you got to it first. I'll go to my, I think my next favorite one, which is going to be Daukaus and Hawes. And I went less. Well, let's just see what the line. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. So I got a slightly different line. I may have moved the line myself, Jacob. You never know.
What was your line? I took less.
Well, I had 55.5 on Daukaus and 20 on Hawes, and I went less on Daukaus and more on Hawes. And reason being is, okay, unless Hawes lands that big shot early, I think Daukaus is not going to score that many. I think there are going to be a lot of wrestling exchanges here in this fight, right? So I think Daukaus is not going to get what I had was 55.5. I don't think he'll get that many strikes. But Hawes at 20, and I had 20, I think I'll get 22.5 strikes in the fight. I think this is going to be a grueling fight. Probably a lot of grappling, defending grappling. The only thing that would change that if Hawes lands a big shot early, but if that doesn't happen, I think Daukaus is tough enough to survive. I think it'll be kind of a scrappy, Daukaus is just a scrappy guy in general, so he's going to make it one of those fights. I don't see a lot of from space striking type of thing over 3 rounds. So I went less on Daukaus, more on Hawes. I feel pretty good about that one. Especially at the line I got at it, but I still think this is a pretty good line as well.
Yeah, so I took the same thing, but I took them at these numbers here. I took the less more. I honestly think that Philip Hawes can get 23 significant strikes in the first round. The way he comes out at like a cannonball. So I agree with this. You got better line than me, but I still did this, and I'm going to triple my money again.
Yeah, this is I think this one's pretty tricky, but the less more is probably solid because Daukaus, if he wins, will be on the ground and some sort of grappling effect. And Hawes, if he wins, it'll be on his feet and likely by, stoppage, probably early, which is why the 22 is actually the scary one, because it could be one punch in 3 minutes. It could be a wild flurry in 4.5 minutes.
And I could see him getting a quick takedown and doing some ground and pound for the first 2 minutes or whatever as well, because he's the better wrestler, I think, of the two of them.
Well, he's 100% the better wrestler. Yeah, so this is a tricky one. I didn't touch this one. This one is tricky. Let's go ahead and move to mine. I like the star shootouts. So what the star shootout is I don't have to worry about the line. The line doesn't matter here. I just have to determine between these two women, who is going to land more significant strikes. And they give Michelle Waterson 20.5. So she gets a little bit of a handicap there. And then between Amanda Hebas and Donald Cerrone, who's going to throw more? And they give Amanda Hebas only a half a strike more. So all I need to do is figure out who is going to do more between the two of them. So 20.5 for Michelle Waterson is a ton.
Like
20 extra strikes.
This is a good one, Angelo.
Yeah, but who are you going to pick in the second one?
I'm taking Michelle. You giving her 20? I'll take 20.
But the second one.
The first one's easy, right? But the second one, I know where you're going with this.
Here.
I think
I know where to go. Me and Dan know where to go. But let's see if you know.
I'm going with Donald Cerrone. Okay. Amanda Hebas it's just going to be grappling. So I'm going with Donald Cerrone. I'm going to put 50 on this one. I'm confident in this one. I'm talking myself out of it.
I mean, that 250 is there.
We keep seeing that 250.
Yeah, how confident are you? Because I have locked the week and I throw many units in my lock of the week.
If you look here, we play 50 and I leave with 150. You triple your money. I'm going to lock.
You leave with 200, Angelo. You leave with your original 50 plus your 150.
That's right, to win.
Okay.
Don't confuse the.
Excuse me. If you want to play these daily fantasy games and you want to triple your money, go to playmkf.com/wewantpicks and use promo code WWP. They will instantly match your first deposit up to $100. If I deposited $50 today, they would have given me 50 and I could have taken that free 50 and put it on that prop that I just did with the star shootout. And then I will leave with a ton of free money and I never had to risk my own actual money. So let us know in the comments the more or less lines that you like. You guys seem to be loving these videos. I saw on Reddit, somebody was asking when we're going to post, and then people in the comments were asking when we're going to post, and I saw people commenting their more or less plays. So we're going to continue doing this. We love the partnership with Monkey Knife Fight. If you have any questions, let us know and join tomorrow's live stream or tonight's live stream, depending when you're watching this. And we're going to keep you up with how we're doing and then talk along with the fights and how our bets are doing. Check out the betting guide and check out our individual fight breakdown videos so you are more confident in how you think these fights are going to go. We will see you tomorrow. Before you go, I just want to give a sincere thank you to all of our members and supporters. I just filmed a video like 2 hours ago thanking all of you and walking through all the perks that you get for being a member. And new members signed up. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to thank you again and walk through those benefits very quickly. So specific thanks to Ansi Music, Chris Toronto, David Ramon, Chris Chori, Dunchichi, Jesse Correra, Lapuzza, Joe Todoro.
The live chat crew, the live stream.
Joe Todoro, Logan Garrick, X Sweet Spot X, Aaron Reynolds, Brent Hinson, Jill Loads, Jordan Burrow, or Brigard.
That's Big Don, baby.
Jacob's
Big
buddy.
Don.
Big Don.
And Juan Valdez. Sincere thank you to all of you guys. We appreciate it. Anybody out there who is not a member, click the join button below. It supports us. And in return, we'll hook you up with a Dan Kramer UFC Tops card, as long as those last. And our members who compete in our...
Flying like hotcakes.
And they're flying off the shelves. Nobody bought these things for 10 years, and now all of a sudden we're buying them up, giving them out to you. People have no idea what
they're like Pokemon cards.
The value is skyrocketing.
They're very popular all of a sudden again.
Because we're buying them all up. But any of our members who compete in our free DraftKings contest, you will win $30 if you win. If you are not a member, you can still win, but you will win $15. All right. Members get 30. Everybody else gets 15. Thank you so much. We're continuing to roll out new benefits. Members, when you're commenting on these videos, check out the emojis. You now have special emojis that only you can use. Thank you very much. It is genuinely appreciated. Thank you.